What's up, you guys, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, what's up? Hello, I'm Joe, and if you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much for coming back and trusting me to entertain you. So if you are new here, you may not know that I have 3 children, and there's going to be a lot of background noise. I say that every video, but just in case you're new and you hear the background noise, that is why. I don't cut it out and I don't tell them to stop playing. So before we get started into today's video, I want to let you guys know that I am doing a big giveaway, and I will go ahead and insert the plug for that giveaway in just a second. It just kind of goes over, it's the same plug that I put in the last video, and it just goes over basically the rules and what's going to be for sure in the giveaway. And then I'm also going to be adding to the giveaway. It ends March 21st, 2020, depending on when you're watching this. So you have until then to enter, so it gives all the rules, some of the things that are going to be included, but I will be adding more to it. And if you are curious of what the final giveaway will be, you'll find out closer to the time of the giveaway. I will show on my Instagram stories the full product listing, so make sure you watch this video really quick. Okay, so really quickly, you guys, I wanted to hop on here and let you know that we are doing a giveaway in this video. I haven't done a giveaway except for my milestones in quite a while, and so I wanted to do a big giveaway this time. So I'm going to show you guys just a sneak peek into a few of the items that I'm going to have included in this giveaway. But first, I'm going to tell you the requirements, and if you miss them, or if you miss the pop-up on the screen of my usernames and all that, everything will be linked down in the description. So all you have to do is be subscribed to the channel with your post notification bells turned on, and then make sure you follow me on Instagram and TikTok. Then after that, all I need you to do is leave a comment down below with your Instagram handle so I can get a hold of you if you are the winner. So without further ado, let me show you what is in the giveaway. Now, I don't have all the products in hand right now, but I want to show you just a sneak peek of the things that you will win. So would you guys, first of all, would you guys rather me split this into 2 winners or just one winner that wins everything? Let me know in the comments below what you would like to do. But you can comment your Instagram handle on this video or any future video. So it does not have to be specifically on this one that you comment down below. Just make sure you followed all the steps and you comment down on this video or any future video from now until March 21st, and that will enter you in. So as long as you do all those steps. But here's just a sneak peek of the few items that I'm going to have in the giveaway. So first, this is one of the BoxyCharm items, if you see that is familiar. I didn't open mine because I already have a Ride or Die straightener, so I thought I'd show you guys and give it away to you guys. This is the Suture Beauty straightener. It's a ceramic flat iron. So that's the first item. The next is a set of mermaid unicorn looking brushes. Then we have the Morphe Social Butterfly 15S palette, which is gorgeous. Just to show you a few of the shades that are in that palette. It is a beautiful palette, one of my favorites. Next is the Morphe Rose Bays 7-piece rose gold collection plus the case. It's the brushes. And then the Mini Controversy palette from Shane Dawson Jeffree Star, the Conspiracy palette from Shane Dawson Jeffree Star, and much more. Or much more. There's going to be a few more items in it. So would you guys rather that be a solid full giveaway all in one to one person, or would you like me to separate into 2? Drop it in the comments down below, and don't forget to go ahead and follow the steps so that you're entered. So without further ado, let's get into the video that you came for. Make sure you subscribe to the channel and give this video a big thumbs up. Now into today's video. Okay, so I'm super excited about this. I saw NikkieTutorials just uploaded, I think like a day ago, a cool, fun little thing. I don't know where she got it from. I haven't seen anybody else do it, but I saw her do it, and so that's where I got this idea, is from her. So if you would like to watch her video, I will link that down in the description box. But what it is doing a full face of makeup using only brands with the same first initial as my first name. This was much harder than I thought, but also there are some products I was like, thank God I get to use that. Yeah, so I'm J, obviously. So starting with, there was no primers. I didn't have any primers that started with a J, so, and I have been kind of cutting out priming anyway, so we're gonna jump right into foundation. So for foundation, we picked up Juvia's Place. So Juvia's Place I Am Magic Velvety Matte Foundation. Now this is a really good foundation. It is definitely full coverage. I don't know if it's my shade or not, but it's the only one I have, so we're going to use that one. Okay, so I went ahead and went and damped my Beauty Blender. I'm just going to put some on my Vanity here. Like I said, I do not know if this is my shade because of when I bought it, but we're about to find out. I think I put way too much. I did. This stuff is full coverage, so you're about to find out. I just wasted a lot of that. I know I did. I mean, seriously, look. This is just like, oh my god. I forgot how freaking full coverage this foundation is. Like, oh. Good news is it still matches me. I must have bought it during the same skin tone, if you will. I did squirt out way too much. I forgot. God, I forgot how. Look, you saw that pimple on my head? Pimple where? Pimple where? Oh man. Oh man. Oh my. I still have a ton of foundation sitting on this desk. The good news is I don't really use this a whole lot just because it is so full coverage and I've been really into the more natural covers. I look really pale. Good news is we can bronze it up. But it's so full coverage. Like literally that red pimple is disappearing. I don't even know why I'm about to use concealer. It's really just for the sake of this video because I pretty much cut out concealer anyway. But like my face is erased. Like where'd my face go? I have so much leftover product. I'm gonna attempt to scrape this back into this tube. What was that is full coverage? Okay, so I was able to salvage some of that. So for concealer, we have the Jouer concealer. I was actually debating between this one and the Jeffree Star one. I actually don't really care much for either one of them if we're just being honest. But since I have other Jeffree Star products in this, I figured I'll use Jouer to mix it up. I don't really use concealer that much anymore for no other reason than, I don't know. I actually don't know. It cut out a lot of my time and I still am okay with the way my makeup turns out without concealer. If I'm trying to do a full-on glam, you know, I will use some concealer. But this, like, it was such a hype when it came out and I was just like, after I used it like 2 or 3 times and I was like, you know, I do not understand this hype. I'm like, I'm not understanding why this is so popular. But it is, and so I bought it just to see and I was not impressed. Not impressed at all. I'm gonna go ahead and get my, ooh, I smell it. I went ahead and got my setting powder ready, and for setting powder, the only thing that I had that started, the brand started with a J, is the Jeffree Star setting powder. The, what is it, what do you call it? I forgot the name, exactly the name of it. But I used that setting powder. I'm not a huge fan of the setting powder, however it smells amazing, like so good. It smells just like cotton candy. As soon as I opened it, it's like I got a big old whiff and a little taste of cotton candy. I want to go ahead and get that powder because if I remember this Jouer really very well, you had to set it pretty quickly. So I've got that powder. I have it in the shade beige. So I'm gonna go ahead and press it into my under eye to set it so there's no creasing. And I'm just gonna be honest with you guys. Oh yeah, no, oh, God, I spoke too soon. This Jouer, I don't understand. I don't understand the hype. Do you guys like this concealer? Like, I just choked on cotton candy. Okay, the setting powder is not as bad as I remember. Why'd I say it was bad? Maybe it didn't control my oil that well or something, because so far I don't see what I saw. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't see what I didn't like about it. Okay, now that we are set and in place, we're gonna bake really well under the eyes. And again, this is the shade beige. I'm telling you, if you inhale even the slightest amount of this powder, prepare to choke. It's not bad, it's good. It smells really good, but it's just so finely milled that, oh, it's rough. Okay, I'm gonna take the leftover in the lid and just kind of buff it all over the face to really set in the rest of the face. Okay, so I buffed everything away, and so here we have a very smooth, full coverage canvas. I actually forgot the level of full coverage of this foundation, like truly the level. Like I look like I'm wearing a mask, but it doesn't feel too heavy. Sometimes I really forget about good foundations. Okay, so here's the problem. I don't have any bronzers or contours or blushes that have a brand that start with the letter J. I don't have any of them. None at all. So what I'm going to do, and I really wanted to fall into this category, fall into the rules of this whole challenge and really try my best to use everything possible with my letter. So I'm actually going to go into Jeffree Star Cosmetics, the Conspiracy palette. I'm going to dip into Diet Root Beer and bronze my face and see what happens, because it looks really orange, but we're going to try. Okay, I'm dipping in with just this brush here, and I'm going to attempt to bronze my face, and I'm actually going to dip into Jeffree's Jawbreaker palette. If this doesn't work, I'll dip into that to contour. Yeah, this is pretty orange, but there is a slightly darker shade. It's working though. It's bronzing me up, like, but it definitely has a really warm undertone, which is fine for bronzer, so I'll just contour with a different shade. But I think we are successfully doing it. It's actually surprisingly working pretty well. I'm pretty sure, I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure whenever Jeffree tried out this palette, he used Diet Root Beer as a bronzer shade, and it worked really well on him. But because my skin tone is darker than Jeffree's, I didn't know how well it would work on mine, but it's actually a pretty bronze. Like, I'm actually getting a pretty good results from this. Like, it's kind of weird. See, the thing I don't like about full coverage foundations is I feel like you literally are wearing a mask, and so if you don't perfect the bronzer and the contour and the blush, you just look so off. Whereas if you get more of like a more natural finish foundation, a natural coverage, just like a medium coverage where your skin's breaking through, if you don't perfect everything else, you still look kind of natural because you still can kind of see the contours of your face. Whereas with this full coverage foundation, it's like you gotta perfect everything else so you look normal. Okay, so I am gonna contour just a little bit. I'm gonna go into Jeffree's Jawbreaker palette. I've actually never used this palette before, so that's pretty cool. But this shade right here, the shade Tasty, I'm gonna attempt to very light-handedly contour because I do want to contour. I've been really into that lately. I mean, I used to just use, ooh yeah, just be light-handed and we're getting some depth. I used to just use bronzer to contour with, but I've really been into bronzing and then going back in over it with a contour shade. I got a little too heavy-handed there, but that's okay because we can blend it out. But the reason I like to do it in that order where I do the bronzer first is because I feel like when I do the bronzer afterwards, I completely blend away my contour. Because typically people do put on the bronzer afterwards, but again, I don't want to blend away my contour. I also have been trying to do a more definitive contour, more chiseled, that stays longer, and when you do just powder, I feel like that it fades pretty quickly. I mean, it stays obviously, but it turns into more of just like a deep bronze rather than like a good contour. And so Sorry, I'm just talking while I try to blend this out. Some I think this is as good as it's gonna get, but it's okay. It looks pretty good to be eyeshadow. But I picked up some cream contour, and then I'm gonna put my bronzer and everything on. I've not tried it yet, but I picked some up to try it out. I usually don't like cream products, but we're gonna try. Okay, so I don't have blush either, except for Jeffree Star Cosmetics. We are going to dip into the Jawbreaker palette again, and I think I'm gonna dip into the shade Cherry Wet right here, very light-handedly, because I'm assuming it's pretty pigmented. And just tap off the excess and just lightly tap it. Oh yeah, super pigmented, but we got blush. So that's what I'm using as my blush. It's actually really pretty. It's very, very pigmented. Sorry, I was really trying to tap off the excess there. Whew. Very pigmented. Okay, so we have successfully done foundation, concealer, setting powder, bronzer, contour, and blush with the letter J. So now we're moving on to highlight, and thank you, Jesus, that Jaclyn Hill starts with J. So I get to use Jaclyn Hill's new highlighter collection to highlight with. First I'm going to take her, this is my favorite way to do it. I love her palette, but I don't have the flash palette. I have the darker one, which I love it too because I use it for different things. I could have used a blush shade in there actually, but anyways. I'm going to take the Mood Light powder and dip into it, and what I like to do is, especially with a really matte foundation as such, I just sweep it with the fluffy brush over the forehead and over the chin, and just usually basically down the center of my face, and then I use the Beaming Light powder to really intensify my highlight. So I'm going to go in, that Brighten Up shade, just in case, that Mood Light shade is Brighten Up, just in case you were wondering, and I'm going to go in with Balm. This is the loose highlighter. This is the extreme highlighter. So I'm going to dip into it, and we're just going to put it along our cheekbone, and really focus it on the apples of the cheeks. I love doing it this way because when you smile in pictures, it's super pretty. And I actually really love this shade. Okay, so next, again, I do not have anything for eyebrows, so I'm actually going to go back into the Jawbreaker palette and use the shade Tasty. And y'all, it's probably going to be too light for my eyebrows, but again, I'm going to try my best, if I have any way possible, to remain under the letter J. Okay, so I'm just going in with my Anastasia Beverly Hills brush. I could not do brushes because I don't have anything. Oh my god, this is way too warm for my eyebrows, y'all, but I don't have another choice. I looked through my Juvia's Place eyeshadows. I looked through the other Jeffree Star eyeshadows that I have. We're just going to be really light-handed and not do too heavy of eyebrows so that we can blend it out. Maybe it won't look too warm. But that was my phone. What was that? News Top Stories. Why do I even have that alert on? But I did not realize just how difficult this would be. Okay, so I did my other brow off camera. I'm looking really funky. This blush is, or this eyeshadow is pretty pink for blush. My eyebrows look way too warm. But now it's time, before I do anything else, to set my face because I'm looking extra thick on the face. And unfortunately, I don't have a setting spray besides the Jeffree Star X Morphe. So, this is really my only option. I know that Morphe is technically the brand, but this is the closest thing I could find. The good news is for you guys is I'm not just picking my favorite because I actually hate this setting spray a lot. It is so sticky and so thick and so oily, but again, for the sake of the video, let's go. Okay, sorry, I thought I was still recording, but apparently I wasn't. But good news is I didn't get far into it before I realized it, but I'm just using the shade Jawbreaker right here out of the Jawbreaker palette to highlight the inner corner of my eyes and my brow bone. I would give anything for a good eyebrow gel right now, but I ain't got one, so. Now this starts with the letter J. we're gonna stick with it. So, my eyebrows look terrible. They look way too warm, but that's okay. We're gonna use this and pretend like our face looks really good. So yeah. Okay, so for eyeshadow, we're going to dip into the Juvia's Place, the Masquerade Mini eyeshadow palette. So I'm going to dip in to the shade Burkina, which is this shade right here, and we're just going to do, I'm going to do one eye off camera and one eye on camera, just so you guys can see, and I don't hold up you a long time. Just so you guys can see, and I don't hold you up for forever. Now I'm going to pick up a different brush and take the shade Ada, and it's like a reddish brick shade, and dip into a different brush and really focus this on the outer corner and the inner corner. So we're just going to place this to add depth to the outer corner, and then I'm going to take a little bit of a smaller brush to place it on the inner corner. Actually, I think I can get away with this brush. Let's attempt. Let's attempt. Let's attempt. Oh yeah. We did it, guys. We did it. Okay, so I'm going to take this same brush again and dip up into the shade Fulani. And pick that up. And I'm only going to place it on this outer corner. And we'll take that same shade, Fulani, and buff out my lower lash line. Look, anything that I can do, you can do better. I promise. My eyeshadow looks are very simple, very thrown together. I'm not the most patient person in the world. But the good news is, you'll probably be able to achieve my looks pretty easily. So now we're going to go into the shade Cairo right here. It's got like gold reflex, but I'm going to use my finger and press it. Oh, that's not what I was hoping for. So we're going to leave that there and go back over it with Casablanca, which is a very intense like gold shade, but having that Cairo underneath it's giving it very orangey vibes, and I hate it. So I'm going to attempt to lighten it with the shade Giza. I don't even know if this is going to be a good shade for this. Sorry, I probably should have turned my phone on Do Not Disturb. It keeps buzzing. But, you know, I'm not popular. It's literally just one person trying to speak to me, and the other is literally the news. So this looks terrible. But we're going to finish the other terrible eye off camera. Okay, so here we have it. This is our terrible reverse looking sunset weird eyeshadow. So for eyeliner, the only product that I have that is starts with a J is the Jante Blue eyeliner that came in BoxyCharm, and it's gray, which is terrible with this eye look. So yay for that, but we're going to use it anyways. And just line our lower lash line. Okay, so now that this looks even worse than it did before, the only product that I did not have that, and there was no way to substitute anything or even anything, is mascara. I had nothing that started with a J. I even looked for mascaras that like the brand may not start with a J, but the name of the mascara started with a J, and couldn't even find that. So I'm just going to go with the mascara I've been using lately, and this is this Pretty Vulgar mascara. It also came in BoxyCharm, and I'm just going to throw on some mascara and I'll be right back. Okay, so typically mascara can pull any look together and make it look better, and unfortunately for me, there's just no hope for this. I mean, yeah. Okay, since I already look pretty ridiculous, I'm going to go ahead and just like go all in for lipstick. Now I am going to use Jeffree Star liquid lipsticks. Again, it's pretty much my only choice. But I thought about going in with this, like, since we have this terrible like bronzy eye looking going, copper, whatever. We could go in with the shade I Gotta Go from Shane Dawson's collection. Or we could go in with like just a really big red, and for some reason I feel like that's going to clash. So I feel like this is probably our best bet. So this is a metallic liquid lipstick, and so I just feel like it can't get any worse, so it's fine. It actually really doesn't look that bad with this particular look, just because it is so bad. Have you guys actually ever used these liquid lipsticks from the Jeffree Star collection? They actually smell amazing. Like, I didn't feel like I would really enjoy the smell of Diet Root Beer. I don't know why. I like Diet Root Beer. I just don't know if I would want my makeup smelling like that, but it smells so good. Okay, so I think I'm done making myself look like a fool. So we did what we could with the items that we had. I will say it doesn't look as terrible as I thought, but it still looks pretty bad. I'm kind of excited that as terrible as this eye look is, this liquid lipstick actually goes with it pretty well. Okay, so that is it for today's video. Feel free to like rate me down in the comments on how terrible this is. 1 being the worst, 0 being really bad. Because that's literally the only scale at this point. But I love you guys, and I thank you so much for watching, and don't forget to enter the giveaway. If you missed the details, they will be in the description box. Love you guys. Bye. Yeah.